Welcome back to the channel. Today we're flying one of my model rockets, and the first thing we need to do is set up the launching pad. So what I'm doing there is attaching the launch rail to the tripod, and we're just going to put the blast shield in place that protects everything from the rocket motor. I'm going to grab a rocket motor here. So these are Estes B64 rocket motors. They fire a charge to take you up to a certain height before firing a lesser charge to pop the nose cone off, and then that deploys the parachute. It all comes safely back to Earth. Now, what I'm putting inside the body of the rocket before I put the parachute in is some recovery wadding. So it looks like tissue paper, but it's actually specially treated material that prevents it from catching fire and burning, and stuffing a bunch of these in here. Obviously got to be careful, you don't want to put too much in, otherwise there'll be too much resistance and the nose won't come off and the parachute won't deploy. And same thing with the parachute, just being careful there not to pack that in too tightly so that so it prevents it coming up, which has happened to me in the past. And it all just comes straight back to Earth, and you usually find that your rocket, even though very light, gets damaged. So in my hand there, I've just passed to my son, is the controller unit. So that ignites a charge that that sets off the igniter that I'm going to connect into the rocket motor, and that launches it. So put our rocket motor in there. So the great thing about these model rockets is they are reusable. Obviously accidents do happen and sometimes they do get damaged and parachutes don't deploy, but you know, if you do things properly and things all work, you can usually get quite a few uses out of these things. So this particular kit was largely pre-built, so there's just a few parts that you assemble together to build this model. Some model kits, rocket model kits, you can build from scratch, you can paint them from scratch, so really there's a whole lot of options out there. So I'm now getting the igniter out, just putting that into the rocket motor, and then I'll grab a plug and insert that in place so that stays in place. So this size rocket, this size motor, perfect for park, small area flying. It's not going to go up too high, which means that it's not going to drift too far. So really, really perfect. Obviously you can get much larger engines, you can get multi-stage rockets, but they are not really suitable for suburban flying. So just putting the rocket onto the launch rail there. I'll attach the cables and we'll have some fun. Okay, what's happened is we've gone to fire this for a subsequent time, and the rocket hasn't fired. And what we usually do is just wait 30 seconds just to make sure there's no delay, and then troubleshoot. So usually from experience this comes down to a faulty igniter, and what I've done is just replace the igniter with a spare one. If you're getting into rocketry, it is probably a good idea to get yourself some spare igniters. That way you'll have, if there's any problems, you can have some spare. So we'll get this reconnected to the control unit and we'll get underway. So yeah, look, hope you enjoy the video. I really enjoy model rocket flying. Not something that I do frequently, usually a few times a year, but yeah, look, it's a lot of fun. And if you get a smaller rocket like this, then you can definitely fire it in a suburban location. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you.